Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is just a short video explaining something that I often bring up with people when they feel a conflict within themselves regarding what they're supposed to do about matters in their life. Often someone will come to me and they'll be confused about, they feel that the religion, their understanding of the religion or what others tell them about the religion, a text that they've read is telling them they should do a certain thing or act a certain way, but there's another part of them that's in conflict with that, and they feel that it's jeopardizing a certain aspect of their life, so they feel a lot of emotional turmoil. So when this happens, I often bring this up. So the first thing is a quote by Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah. So quote, "The sacred law is established upon wisdom and the achievement of the welfare of mankind both in this life and the next. It is all about justice, mercy, wisdom, and attaining the good. Therefore, any ruling that replaces justice with injustice, mercy with tyranny, the common good with mischief, or wisdom with irrationality, is a judgment that has nothing to do with this code of law, i.e. the Sharia, even if it claims to be so based on some or other interpretation." End quote. So, all of the obligations of the sacred law are predicated on securing the benefits of people in this life and the next, and scholars have spent their lives looking into the logic of the revealed law, i.e. the Sharia, to try to decipher the ultimate purpose of why God sent down laws for mankind to live by. Ibn Taymiyyah, he said that God sent us a legislative law in order to achieve justice. Imam Ghazali said that it was achieved to achieve benefits for man on earth, and some have said he did so to achieve happiness. However, happiness cannot be achieved without justice, and justice is one of the essential benefits and interests of people on earth. And so here I bring in the 6 principles. Some have said 5, others are 6. This kulliyat al-khams, these 5 essential principles upon which the Sharia is based. And any understanding, any text is to be put in light of these principles. So principle number 1 is the religion. So the religion has come as a system in order for us to understand what is good, what is bad, what is our roles and duties, how do we make meaning of our life, how do we make meaning of what the next life is, and so forth. And so it's essential for us in order for us to make sense of the world and to maintain order for us in the world. Without this system, we're into anarchy. And so, in order to preserve the systems so that the society can function, we have we are in the position where we can give up our own life even for the religion to preserve to preserve this system so that society can run harmoniously. So that's principle number 1. The religion is the ultimate principle. Under that, the next principle is our physical well-being. So if something jeopardizes our physical well-being, then even if we have a text that seems to tell us that this is something incumbent upon us to do so, it has to be put in light of the physical well-being. So a common example of this is, say someone, let's say their parent is of threat to them, and so because of that, physically they are scared for their well-being being around this person. They have the permission to pull away from interacting with this person, or measuring their interactions in a way that takes into consideration their physical well-being. So even if we have someone telling us, or a text telling us, that the Sharia requires you to keep contact with your parents, for example, it has to be put within this context. And this is important because the Sharia, in a general sense, it comes with generalities. It comes with these broad concepts, and then we are to fit them in line with our lived situation. And life is nuanced, life is complex, life sometimes is not clear. But these principles give us the means in order to gauge in any situation, is this compromising one of these principles? And if so, this takes precedence over that particular invitation or calling. Next, mental well-being, al-aql. So this means that if something jeopardizes our mental well-being severely, whereby if we're to stay in this situation, our mental well-being would deteriorate, or it will prevent the recovery. So say someone mentally is just recuperating and recovering from a situation, but if they put themselves into a situation, so let's take the parent situation, it's not as common one, is that this person's highly emotionally manipulative and we're feeling incredibly vulnerable. We've got some space, we've recovered, but if we go back in and just fully interact with this person, it really impairs and compromises our mental well-being. It is permissible for one to act accordingly. It doesn't mean necessarily that someone has to completely cut off that person, but how can they interact with them in a way that is boundaried and preserves that person, your mental well-being. These things are incredibly important. And like I was saying before, is the religion comes with generalities, and often we impose generalities, general rulings upon every situation, and that is when tyranny or oppression happens. Dhulm. So religion, physical well-being, mental well-being, and then we have wealth. So if someone, for example, is a threat to usurping our wealth, and it's ours to claim, then we have right to prioritize that over a relationship or a situation, that we go into a situation and it could compromise our wealth. Nasab, so something, this is why obviously we have children within marriage, the confines of marriage, in order to preserve and give stability to our offspring, and also for us to know our heritage. So not just our children going forward, but going backwards, that we know who we are. And that's why if we adopt a child when it's age appropriate, is to inform them who their lineage, their heritage, so that they can feel connected and grounded in who they are as a person. These things are incredibly important to the human being. And so what do we have? We have religion, we have physical well-being, we have mental well-being, we have wealth, and we have lineage. And then the last one, which some of the scholars differed about, was ird, dignity. So our dignity and our honor, that is to be considered. Is something we're doing actually jeopardizing our sense of dignity and honor, whereby we're actually being humiliated in this situation? That has to be given precedence, and then everything that we're doing has to be navigated in a way that's preserving this. I find when teaching these principles, it really helps puts things in context for people, so they're not swayed or confused by all these differences of opinion, or these reading this text and then not knowing what to do about the situation, because they feel that it's almost incumbent upon them to just apply this without really looking holistically at what their situation is. So I hope that's helpful in order to give you an understanding in order how to navigate your life and the complexities of it.